Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com. Are you ready to witness something that you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you, you're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, coming to you live from the central part of California in a big city called Fresno, California. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host of Paranormal Central and also the founder of a group called the Sanger Paranormal Society, been in existence for over 12 years now. We investigate everything: UFOs, Bigfoot, creatures, monsters, conspiracy theories. We do it all here. So we're just not talk show hosts. We also get out in the field and we get our hands dirty and our feet wet, and we bring back, I think, some of the best evidence and as far as videos and photos to show you. So to my right, to your left, is my co-host Alan Thomas.
Hello everyone.
Today
Alan,
it's not coming on, huh? Well, today, Emerald, our engineer, is out of the town. She's in Seattle, so we're handling everything ourselves. So far, so good. I believe our signal is good and strong to the Dark Matter Network at the artbell.com website. So, if you don't want to see us tonight and just want to hear us, you can go to the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com. Yep, you heard me right. Artbell.com website is carrying our live audio feed worldwide on their network, and we appreciate that a lot. We will be showing you some photographs here on live stream if that's where you're watching us. And again, if you are on the artbell.com website, you can also look at the same pictures that we're going to be talking about on there as well, so you will not be left out, okay? Sometimes we do put some stuff up on the live stream that Artbell does not have, but later on you can always come back and watch those and see those pictures. So, all right, let's get to it. For all those that this is your first time, where in the heck have you been? We've been doing this now. I think I've been doing this show for about 4 years, going on 5 years now, and it's turned out to be something that I would have never imagined. If you would have told me 6 years ago, where I was running around looking for Bigfoot and being a representative for MUFON, that I would be where I'm at today and being carried by artbell.com website at the Dark Matter Network, I'd said you'd be smoking something. But it looked like it has happened, and things are happening for us. Radio is not the only thing that's been going for us. We've been doing some TV stuff, and that's actually taken off, and I can't even imagine where that's going to go here in the near future. So I like to thank everybody who's been following us and who's been watching us and listening to us at artbell.com. I appreciate it a lot, because you know what? We have some great stuff to tell you, to show you, that you're not going to hear about it anywhere else. The mainstream media is not going to talk about it, and that's where you're going to get the stuff here first. So, all right. Well, before we start every single show, we like to talk about a certain subject that is real dear to our hearts, and that is Bigfoot. For those who don't know, we're in the Fresno area, and just east of us is the Sierra Mountains. You got Yosemite and the Sierra National Park, the Kings Canyon. We have a lot of Bigfoot sightings up here. Bass Lake, Shaver Lake, Badger, Wishon, Courtright. there's a lot of them running around up there, and we get a lot of reports, guys, and I mean a lot. So when we talk about Bigfoot, a lot of times Bigfoot seems to overpower a lot of the other paranormal stuff, only because there's an abundance of information that we need to tell you. Now, for a while, it started getting overwhelming, and not only in this area, but around the world and around the United States. So we had to throw it off to somebody else, and that would be our Squatch reporter, and his name is Danny Valderrama. And he is a Bigfoot freak, probably the biggest one that I know. Well, Alan's actually a big freak too. So, but we're gonna get him on the line, and he's gonna talk Sasquatch, and he's gonna give us all the good stuff that's been going on here. Hey, Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Oh, here we go again, Danny. We just tried it out a little bit ago. Danny. You better not be messing with us, Danny. Right?
Hello.
Danny. Are you kidding me? Danny. All right. This doesn't happen when Emerald's out here. I mean, it's just about calling his phone number. I can do that with my eyes closed.
You put him on hold.
I put him on hold?
Yeah.
Baloney.
Really, I didn't know I had bologna on there either. Like, you could put him on hold and put him on a sandwich. Danny, you sound like a robot.
All right, let's try this again. Danny, I'm going to call you again. We just called him a little while ago to test it because we know Emerald's not here, that, we didn't want to screw it up. Well, guess what happened?
Hello?
Danny, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Third time's the charm.
What the heck is going on here? Stop messing with the phone. You there? Really, Danny?
Is it his phone?
I think it is.
Because it was cutting out.
Yeah, it is. It's
Emerald's probably laughing at us, man.
Danny, we were fine a little while ago. Danny? Really?
I think it was his phone.
I think it's his phone.
Maybe he has it running through the fax machine. It's cutting him off.
Oh,
you hear that,
yeah.
Danny?
Yeah, so, all right, one more time, and then we're going to give you a little bit, then we're going to talk about something, and we'll come back to you. Again, we're not doing anything different that we've done in every week from, this is like...
Your call has been forwarded to...
All right, well, so much for Danny. We'll get that. You know what, Danny, you call my 24-hour hotline. How's that? Go ahead and call me right now on the 24-hour hotline. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about something before that Danny calls, and hopefully we can get through something here. Obviously, Danny's going to give us a lot of information on Bigfoot. And let's go ahead and, what's happening this weekend right now in San Diego? One of these days, I will make it to Comic-Con in San Diego. That is looks like so much fun. I have two younger kids, and, my wife and I are I don't want to say we're like Star Trek geeks or Star Wars geeks. No, we're more into the paranormal stuff than anything. But I think it would still be fun to go. And I can't wait for that to happen. Well, we had a reporter out there. His name was Ito. And he was out there taking photographs, and he was sending them back, and I was placing them on our Facebook wall. For all those who don't know, okay, there comes Danny. Hey, you there?
Hello?
Hey, now can you hear me?
Yeah, I think they're trying to mess with us. It keeps on saying it put it on hold. So I don't know what that was about.
I don't know what that is about either. So, okay, cool.
Well,
yeah.
You're not on dial-up?
No, I'm on my house phone.
That is
I
weird.
don't know. I know it's not dial-up either.
That is weird.
Comcast.
That is weird. Okay. Well, you know what? You had a fax machine. We were hearing a tone. You have a fax machine?
No.
What?
No.
Dude.
No fax machine.
Yeah. It was giving us a like with a fax machine.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the government car sitting out front.
Dude, that is weird. And I thought it was your fax machine coming on, but you don't have a fax machine.
Who has a fax machine anymore?
Dude, that's what it sounded like right now. I swear. That's how we were going, dude, you forgot to turn off your fax machine.
Maybe they were intercepting your pictures.
Or they were intercepting. Wow, that is weird.
Like, wow, I wonder what they're sending to our bell today.
Well, you know what? You said you get your phone line through Comcast, right?
Uh-huh.
maybe something inside the modem was just goofing up, but that's weird. Okay, well, anyways, we got you on the line. And let's go ahead and, hey, first of all, before we start, how's Trevin doing?
He's doing great. He's home. He's not feeling any pain still, and he's just taking his med 3 times a day.
Wow. For all those,
for about another 7 days.
Wow. For all those who don't know, Danny's son, Trevin, younger son, Trevin, he goes with us when we go Bigfooting, and he likes what we do. A couple of weeks ago, tell everybody what happened, dude.
Yeah, he had pain for 3 days about 2 weeks ago, and then it stopped. It was like a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We thought it was a stomach flu, and we didn't think anything of it because it went away by Friday. He said he was feeling a little better, no pain. And then by the next week, he still wasn't eating. And we ended up taking him to the doctor about a week later on a Thursday, and they did some tests. And they called us about 10:30 at night and said, it looks like his appendix ruptured, so get him to Valley Children's as soon as you can. And he had ended up losing like 20 pounds in that whole 2-week process. And they don't operate anymore. They treat the infection inside you for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and then they go back in later with a CT scan and see if the infection is cleared up.
Wow.
And if not, then they operate, because sometimes when it ruptures, it takes care of itself. But we got lucky because the infection abscessed and it didn't spread to his whole body. It was just like a leaking out, infecting. It still was infected, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Right.
Yeah.
And he didn't feel
any. Lost him.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I know. And he didn't feel any pain at all, which was weird.
No, just for 3 days, and that was it.
Wow. Like we were all saying, somebody was watching over that kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. Yeah, I thought it was a
He
miracle.
might be the next president.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can retire.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm glad he is feeling better, and
Yeah,
he is eating. You better be buying him pizza after pizza after pizza, right?
Yep. He's had pizza for 3 days now.
Yes. What kind of pizza?
Pepperoni is his favorite,
There you
from
go.
different places around town.
Really?
We're trying them all.
That's funny. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get started with the Squatch Report for 27th of July, 2014. For all those who are on the artbell.com website right now on the homepage, or just where you see Paranormal Central, you will have the photographs. And we're going to go ahead and start on photograph number 1. And I am going to click on it here, and we have iPhone. What is that? The messaging thing, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's for Facebook Messenger. When you send private messages to someone, Facebook has now added a little store there where you can get different pictures. And this one is, it's called Biggs and Yeti. It's from Richard Perez. And if you go to the when you send somebody a private message, if you go to that box down at the bottom, and before you start typing in, there's a little smiley face in the right corner. So what you do is you click on that, and then a new screen will come up, and then there's a little basket in the corner, and that basket is for what they call a sticker store. So you click on that, and then about halfway down, you'll see all these stickers. There's a whole section for Biggs and Yeti, and there's 52 different little pictures that you could post, and it's free to download. But you can just add Bigfoot to your messages. Pretty cool. Facebook is catching up with things that are popular.
right. And Bigfoot is definitely one of those. There's the Bigfoot down there at the bottom right-hand corner.
And
All right.
you can also use it for to update your status. So if you go, when you click on to update your status,
Right.
You click on the smiley face again, and then you go down to the bottom of that little section there, and it says looking for. You click on that, and you either type in Bigfoot or Sasquatch, and you'll see him down at the bottom. And then when you click on it, that's picture number 2 and 3. So if you look at those pictures, you'll see what I'm talking about on picture number 2.
Right. Picture number
See
2.
down at the very bottom.
Bottom right-hand corner, right?
There's a Bigfoot.
Right.
And then picture number 3, when you click on it, it'll say on your status that you're looking for Bigfoot.
There it is. Very cool. I tell you, Bigfoot is definitely one of those paranormal subjects that a lot of people like to talk about. And I think more than UFOs and ghosts. I think Bigfoot, for some reason, why is that? Why? I don't. Why?
It's popular right now. It's the thing to do. Everybody wants to do it. You go out, and people you never thought that or are interested in the subject say, "Oh yeah, I have somebody going out there and looking for Bigfoot," or "I want to do it." It's the thing to do.
Well, at the Comic-Con, it was like really popular, man. I mean, they were looking at all the pictures and the footprints we brought.
Oh, you mean not at Comic-Con? You mean at the Possessed Tranquility thing?
That too.
Oh, you mean at AmiCon? Oh, yeah,
whatever that was.
Yeah. Okay.
It was kind of weird, whatever it was. But I mean, it was popular, real popular,
big time.
And there's a big turnout for that too.
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
So, all right, we're going to picture number 4.
Picture number 4 is Western Family Products. They're a Canadian brand, and it looks like Bigfoot is invading Canada too. This is a picture from Lance Hybeck. He lives in Grand Forks, British Columbia, and he happened to go into the grocery store and sees Sasquatch Trails ice cream. It's only in Canada right now, but keep your eyes open because I'm sure it's going to be here pretty soon.
Wow. What flavor is that?
It looks like vanilla with some kind of nuts in it, looks like.
And bacon, I believe.
But yeah, Bigfoot's showing up everywhere on beer, air fresheners, Slim Jims, anything you can think of, they're putting them on there.
Beef jerky, like wow.
Yep.
Wow,
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Collector's item there.
Yes. So I know. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to show everybody.
I actually can read it now, and we did a little bit of studio work, and we made the video clearer, and now I could read that. I'm really happy with it.
Really? For those who are, oh no, you can't watch this. Let me go put it. Hold on. I'm going to put. I just grabbed a can off the shelf. And for all those people who are watching right now, Olympia Beer put out a can, and it had a Bigfoot on there. And that was here in Fresno. I grabbed some. I gave you one. You got one, right? Yeah. I think I gave Danny one too.
Yep.
So Olympia put out a can from Washington with the Bigfoot on it. Is that cool or what? You know, like if you know anybody in Washington. I found it actually, for all those who are in Fresno, where I found this was at the corner of Tulare and Chestnut Avenue. There was a liquor store on the northeast corner. That's where I found it.
Across from Wiener Schnitzel.
No, the Chestnut and Tulare.
Chestnut.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I found this at. So if anybody wants a beer, Olympia beer with Sasquatch on there, that's where I got them from. So go see if you can find some. So.
I got a 6-pack. All my boys bought me one too.
There you go. So, all right, let's go. So ice cream on its way down.
Yep. So now we have to look for him in the stores too, not just in the mountains.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right, we got the next picture is picture number 5, and we got a gorilla. What are we talking about?
This gorilla picture is taken by Michelle Clayova, and this is from the livescience.com page. This was posted on July 9th of this year. These researchers were working in the rainforest of Central Africa, or the Central African Republic, and they followed a silverback gorilla for 12 months in the rainforest. Mm-hmm. They were trying to check out different ways that it communicated and see if there's anything to it. And they saw that the gorilla lived in small groups with multiple females and their babies. And if one of the babies was a male, when it reached maturity, it would leave the group and roam on its own until it found its own harem and became a powerful silverback. And these gorillas, they noticed, communicated with several types of vocalizations. And they never thought that they would communicate with smell, but then they began to notice that it was trying to. And this was first noticed by Diane Fossey when she followed her own gorillas around. She noted that each one had their own unique, pungent, musky smell to them, so she could recognize them. So every time these gorillas encountered another gorilla coming in there, the researchers would be able to smell the gorilla that was standing there, and it would raise the different kind of strong, musky scent, letting the gorilla coming in know that he was there and he was in charge. So they thought that was strange, but when there was a larger gorilla that would come near the silverback, there was no smell, and the silverback would kind of hide back in the shadows. So if he didn't think that he could take this person coming in, there would be no scent. So if he thought he could take him, there would be a scent that he would put out. So the researchers were also noticing that the smell of his scent would change depending on the situation that was in there. So if the baby was near him, there would be a different scent. If the baby was near his mother, they could smell something different. And if there was an intruder, then it would be a stronger, powerful scent. So these scents suggested that it was under some kind of conscious control, not just something that happened automatically. He was controlling it.
Wow.
So these scents are playing a greater role than they at first thought. And they think that chimpanzees might be able to also be able to do this. And they know that humans can do it. While either courting, you put off a different scent. And if you put on cologne, it changes your scent. And then if you're scared, you have a different scent for fear that comes out. And they said that women are more perceptible to it than men are. But everybody has their own scent. So
Really?
that's why if you're a blind person, you can smell who's in the room. You don't have to see them.
Wow. I never thought of that.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
these people are blown away because they didn't think that the sense of smell on primates isn't that strong. So they didn't think it was a way that they could communicate, but it apparently is. And if you remember on a lot of Bigfoot reports, a lot of them accompany a strong odor of smell. So I guess that means that if the Bigfoot thinks he can take you, you're going to smell him. And if he doesn't think he can take you, then you're not going to smell him.
Ooh.
So if you have a big gun, no smell.
Yeah.
If you don't have a gun,
Get out of there.
you
You'll
better
see
get
him,
out
but
of
you'll
there.
get out
as
of
soon
there
as you-
And, yeah, and you know what? Since we've been doing this at the spot, we haven't smelled anything at all,
Ooh.
period, since
No.
we've been going to that location, only because we've always been with more than 3 or 4 or 5 people. Now, I wonder if you're by yourself, and you know what we got to do is...
Yeah, maybe because he thinks he's outnumbered.
You're
so
right,
he's not
right.
going to put up a scent.
Exactly, and he's going to pretty much hide away and not let you know he's there.
Well, he doesn't do that. I mean, he throws stuff at us and
Whoops.
everything.
And
Yeah.
makes whooping sounds.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
But that was one of the big questions this weekend at both events was, Bigfoot smelled. You guys smell them when you go out there? And it was like, no, we don't smell them.
Mm-hmm.
But only I would answer the question. I didn't read this article, but I actually, from experience of doing this a long, long, long time, I think they can turn it off and on too. Because some places
kind of backs up everybody's reports. So.
Right.
Because I've been places like in other parts of the forest,
Right.
Miles away, and smell it like that, like really thick, and then and I have never smelled it where we go now.
No, I've
But
never
I've heard
smelled
of
it.
people that have.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very strong. I mean, it's like rotten eggs type of smell. I mean, we're talking bad. Like the Bigfoot hasn't taken a shower or bath
yeah.
in years.
Rolled his own-
a musky smell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's really, really bad. So, all right, very cool. Okay, let's go to photograph number 6, and we're looking at a strand of what?
A strand of hair. There's 2 different pictures of hair, and this was put out on July 22nd by Jeffrey Meldrum. If you remember who he is,
Mm-hmm.
he works for the Department of Biological Sciences at Idaho State University. He's an associate professor in anatomy and anthropology, and if you remember, he's putting out a call for any Bigfoot hairs. He's come up on an opportunity to conduct morphological and DNA analysis of selected hair samples, and they all have to be attributed to Sasquatch. So he's only taking reliable samples with a known chain of custody that were collected in association with an actual visual encounter or a documented footprint.
Where is he getting money for this?
It doesn't say. He just put out a small little thing on there, and he says only serious inquiries, no comments or anything. Everything will be deleted, so you can't even really ask him. I did put a question on there asking when the deadline was, but I don't know if he'll delete it. But they said it must be in an envelope, reasonably sterile, with no direct handling.
That's the
And he
same
wants them all.
thing.
He wants anybody that's legitimate and really wants to be part of this to respond only by email. And that email address is meld@ isu.edu, and he'll get back to you and let you know how and where to send them. And pretty cool. So because he's working with Todd Standing, some people are asking, is Todd going to be a part of this, or is this why he's doing it? Because he wants to check out Todd's. Is this a way for him to check to see if Todd's legit? Because in the past, Todd has claimed that he's in possession of various physical Bigfoot evidence, and he wants them DNA tested, and that's including hair. So we'll have to see if he actually does test it and how he's going to test it. There's a picture of Todd Standing and of Meldrum that I included.
Right.
That's the same thing that Sykes did, and then all he found was bear. He was only taking
so maybe
hair
he didn't trust that one.
You know,
he wants to do it himself.
And that's what scares me, you guys. Jeff Meldrum is very reputable, but if you have what you think is the smoking gun that's going to prove without a reasonable doubt that you have hair from a Sasquatch, let's just say, it swung at you and you moved your arm and you grabbed a large chunk of hair off of it and you ran, and now you have it in your hand, so you know for a fact that it's real, and you're going to send it in the mail to somebody like Jeff Meldrum, which again, he's very reputable, but something like this, how do you know? I would not want to do that. That scares me.
Well, if you have a handful of strands, you can send him one.
Yeah, but that scares me. Now,
I bet we could find some.
Oh, yeah, but because we really never looked for hair.
No.
We're looking for him.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
there he goes.
Is live stream down, you guys? Because
no, the chat's going fine.
Okay, so it's just
you. No video for me.
Okay.
No, it's going good.
It's all good. Okay, right on. Okay, and we got again right now.
There's a little piece of trivia here.
Okay.
A Paranormal Central trivia for the picture that Jeff Meldrum is using on his Facebook page.
On his Facebook page?
Yeah, on his actual Facebook page that goes around the world.
Would that picture happen to have been taken by you?
No.
Oh.
It was taken by you.
Huh?
Yeah. I was in the picture. I got cropped out of the picture.
Well,
you took it.
It serves you right.
Then it got cropped.
It serves you right. Really? It's on Facebook?
I was in that picture, and I got cropped out, and you were the one that took it.
No
you
way.
Took it for me.
Okay, I got to go. Hold on. Oh, you mean...
That was taken in Felton by the Bigfoot Discovery
but
days that we went to.
It was with your camera, though?
Yeah, it was with my camera.
Oh, so okay, well then, technically it's yours, because it's your camera. I was going to...
Man, got cropped out of his own picture.
That sucks, man. Lawsuit, dude. I tell you, a lawsuit.
I'm in it, but I'm smiling, and you can't see it.
Hold on.
You've been defaced.
Hold on. I just pulled it up right now. I'm going to see if...
Oh, yay, video.
I don't see the picture. Where'd it go?
It's on his main page, the one he uses.
It's the one where he's signing a book, huh? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Where he signed the autograph books that we gave away.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, that's funny. So, all right. Well, we got the Todd Standing picture up right now. Are we done with this one?
We're done with that one.
Okay. Now let's go to
Todd Standing's evidence.
And now we're going to go to Danny number 9, and that's the head of a look like a painting or a drawing of a Sasquatch by Arturo Balacero.
This was from Tom Cantrell. I don't know if you. I can't. This was posted a couple days ago, or last week sometime. It was from a sighting that took place on June 17th. And Tom Cantrell and 2 other people were in the car, and they were coming from Willow Creek to Orleans, which was a 2-hour ride. Even though it's only 67 miles, it's through the mountains, so you're going back and forth and switching up and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And after their sighting, they connected with Sean Parker, who put them in contact with Arturo Balacero, and he's an artist who created this drawing here. And it's a description. From the description that they all gave, he gave this. He drew this, it matches what everybody saw.
That doesn't look like a Bigfoot. That looks like more of a caveman.
Yeah, like human type.
Yeah,
type
that looked like a homeless person.
It kind of.
Yeah,
that kind of looks like why nobody shoots one.
That doesn't look
they
like
don't know what the heck it is.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a Bigfoot to me at all. Not from what we have been told and seen and photographed. That doesn't even come close.
See, now this would be good, like for what I saw, if you brought the hairline down closer to the brow ridge, and then you brought the hairline up, like to the nose level, and he was completely black with just only his eyes showing skin, and then that's what I saw. Right? It would look like
they were all awake. They were all alert. Well, Arla, who's in the back seat, she was asleep. But as they came around the corner, they're keeping an eye out because every time they go on this road, they see either deer or bear. And it was just past milepost 14, and they came around the curve, and they were. It goes from full sunlight to full shade, and when their eyes adjusted, they saw two things standing in the middle of the road, more to the right than the center, and then they both spun around and looked at them, and they crossed the road, the 2-lane road, in 2 steps, and then they crossed over a hill, and they were gone. They looked at them, and they could see their shoulders, they could see the bottom of their feet. They said there was no hair on their face, no hair on their feet, and they stood about 7.5 to 8 feet tall. They said they got the impression that it was a father and a son. So they both looked pretty much the same.
This Arturo guy who did the sketch or the drawing or the painting, whatever you want to call this, what does he do for a living? Does it say?
He's an artist. I've heard his name before, too. I think we've had other pictures of his up before.
Okay.
So they got in contact with this artist, and based on the descriptions from each one, he drew this, and they showed it to them.
I don't.
And they all said that's exactly what they saw.
Okay, well, I don't see this being a Bigfoot. I don't think this is the Bigfoot.
Yeah, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's like a caveman that lives in that area.
Yeah, I totally.
Said it was less than 20 yards in front of the truck, so they all got a good look at it, and they were looking out the front window, but they were all looking up at it.
In a dark, or was it dark?
Did it bark?
No, like it was dark outside or daylight?
It was 7 p.m., but it was still light outside.
I see. This does not. It does not. When people describe Bigfoots, this doesn't even come close. This is more.
They were massive creatures, though.
Yeah, this is
big shoulders, and 8 feet tall is pretty darn big.
And that's what that's what they said this thing was, 8 foot.
Yeah, 7.5 to 8 feet tall.
Wow, I don't know then.
Well, it was Arla Williams, right?
Yeah, Arla.
Okay,
Arla Williams and Jackie. I don't know Jackie's last name.
Yeah,
she was in the front seat. Arla was in the back seat.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about this.
They've had, like, Arla. I mean, she wrote a book before she even had her daughter, Autumn. She was having contact with Bigfoots forever.
Autumn Williams?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Autumn Williams' mom.
Oh.
And I mean, she's been having contact with him since she was young.
So, Autumn Williams said David Ragosa's Bigfoot picture of 2008 with the tree.
Yeah.
So that's how much I'm going to give credit to those people right there.
Well, she's actually, a lot of people might not know, she actually is having health problems. Yeah. Really bad.
When
spiteful stuff is like getting to her.
Yeah, when David Ragosa's photograph came out in 2008, the one I was with him the day we retrieved the SD card from the camera, and we posted it on Facebook, and everybody was just saying it was a bear or a tree. It was a tree. That's what Autumn Williams said. It was a tree. And you know what? Right after we talk with Danny here, I'm going to show you those pictures because I actually have them up, and I want to show you guys those pictures. So.
Yep, and we all went to the site too.
Yes, so that's
there's no tree there.
There's no tree there, man. Come on. So, all right. Anything else, Danny?
That's it.
All right, Mr. Danny. We shall talk to you next week and tell Trevin to keep eating. All right. All right, man. Thank you.
Guys.
Right on, Danny. We'll see you later.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
All right. So that was Danny. Sasquatch Report for 27 of 2014. Okay. Do I want to go there right now? On pictures? Sure, since I was talking about it. And again, it was something that just came up at the very last minute. I placed them on here. And I'm going to go ahead and show them to you. In 2008, I was with David Ragosa up at the spot that we go to all the time. And he has cameras up there all the time. And we retrieved the SD card. We placed it in my computer. We went through them really quick. Didn't see anything. We came home. I was sitting in front of the TV. David called me on my cell phone. Says, "Hey, Jeff," he goes, "do you still have the photographs that we downloaded them on your computer?" Because he took the SD card home. I still had my computer with all the photographs on them. And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Go to picture number 51 and tell me what you see." So right now what I'm going to do is I am going to place that photograph right now on the screen. And again, for the people at artbell.com, I apologize, but you can always come back later and take a look at these photographs. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you the photograph that...
We could actually send them over to artbell.com.
And he can place them afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we'll do then. So right now, this is the photograph that we took. I'm going to put it on right now. Okay. Now, you guys are probably going, "I don't see anything." Well, that's why we went through them really quick. We didn't see anything either until this showed up at the top left-hand corner. And I'm going to circle it with the mouse for a little bit here so that way you guys can... Now, a lot of people go, well, and I'm going to tell you guys something right now. This is probably one of the best photographs that's out there right now on a Bigfoot. All right? And we're going to zoom into it and I'm going to show you. But, when a lot of photographs hit the airwaves and the Facebooks and the internet, they're always blurry, right? And that's why they call them blob squatches. And if people go, "Why can't somebody get a good picture of a Bigfoot?" Well, I'm going to tell you why, you guys. When people are out in the mountains, the people who get photographs of these Bigfoots are not looking for Bigfoot. They're either camping or they're hiking or they're on their bikes and they have GoPros on their helmets, and then all of a sudden they will see something and they think it's a bear and it's probably 50 yards, 100 yards away, and they start taking pictures, finally realizing, wait a minute, this thing is walking on two legs. This is not a bear, and then by the time you know it, it's gone. All right? These photographs that are taken by game cameras, which this one that I'm showing to you right now was taken by a game camera. And you guys are probably going, "What is a game camera?" A game camera is a camera that is mounted on something out in the forest, and usually on a tree. And it's tied onto a tree, and it has a sensor on it and a camera on it with infrared LEDs for night vision. And it is set up so either you can take photographs or video. A lot of times, mostly it's just photographs. If something walks across the line of sight of one of these cameras, because there's a sensor on it, the sensor will automatically trigger and take a photograph of whatever is in the process of walking across this camera. This picture that I'm showing to you right now, all right, this object very far away was, it was like a luck because it was windy that day and there was a lot of photographs taken because and you can't tell, but right in front of this camera there's a lot of weeds and tall brush that the wind was blowing and the camera was triggering, just taking pictures one right after the other. And lo and behold, we were lucky that in the process of the camera going crazy, it took a picture of this thing up there at the top left-hand corner. So now you're going, okay, well, it's too far away. I can't see it. Well, let's zoom in. I'm going to zoom in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this picture, and I'm going to show you another picture of one that is pretty much zoomed in. Here we go.
And you got to know that Bigfoot knew the camera was there, okay? And it was avoiding it. It was ditching the camera. It was going way out
far
and
away.
Around, right? Oops. They don't stand and pose for a game camera. They know they're there, really. Okay. They come and destroy them even.
Right. Okay. So right now what I have up is I have, at the time I had it on my computer. I took it to, I don't know anything about computers, guys. I'm an electronics geek, but when it comes to computers and changing the colors on it and tweaking it. I can't do it because that's not my forte. I'm not. Now, Alan at the time he wasn't with me at the time. So I had my website designer back then fix the colors on it. And top left-hand corner of this photograph is the original zoomed in. Now, when you zoom in on a photograph, you're going to lose clarity on it. The pixels are going to get blurry, and that's just what happens, all right? So he did some color corrections on it, and he went from left to right. And then here it is, the bottom. And what we did is we outlined it. Because, I know what we have here. People who don't believe in Bigfoot, without the red outline of this thing, would never see it. Would never, ever see it. I mean, I was showing people, and they're going, I don't see it. What are you looking at, Jeff? I'm going, there it is right there. And still, they couldn't see it. So I had to finally put a red outline around it. It's not like, I'm trying to make you, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not trying to force you to see it, but it's there. Matter of fact, you can see the digits. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. You can see the digits of the fingers on the arm. All right. Now you're probably going, okay. Now, as we were talking before, Autumn Williams, all right, a Bigfoot investigator from the north someplace. She said that was a tree, right there. Matter of fact, I remember her going on her blog, and she actually did like a 15-page story. Getting the tree. Here's the tree. It's not a Bigfoot. You guys are smoking. This is not a big. It's a tree. She didn't even say it was a bear. She said it was a tree, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me, really?" So a week later, I told David, my team has to go back up there, and we need to debunk this thing. We need to see. Okay, is it a tree? Is this whatever is this? Is it still there? We need to go back and stand in the same place and get the height and everything, because that's what we need to do, so we can basically show everybody the exact spot without this object being there. So we did. We went back, and we went to the spot. Sure enough, the thing was not there no longer. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you me in the same spot. And Emerald was with us at the time, and matter of fact, my wife, Cheryl, was also there. And we figured out the exact location on where it was walking up a hill. All right, a lot of people said it was a bear rubbing its ass on a tree. Well, the only problem is, you see me here? There's not a tree behind it. Now, you're probably going, well, how do you know that was the exact spot? Trust me when I say I'm an investigator. I'm going to prove to you that this was not a bear or a person or a tree, because that's my job. I'm not, at that point in time, I posted it on the Facebook wall, and I told everybody, look what we got. People were going, it's a bear and it's a tree, and I'm going, no way. So that's why we went back a week later, and we took photographs and we took video. I'm going to show you another shot of me in the same spot. That's it. Let me go another one. Oops, not that one. How about this one? No, not that one. Oh, please let me have that. There it is. Okay. This one here. Now, this photograph that was taken was not at the same angle as the original, because right here I believe it was either Emerald or Cheryl taking this picture, and they were not more than, you think it's close, but it isn't. She was about 100 feet, 75 feet when they was taking this picture. That's me in the spot. Now, if you go back to the picture that I just showed you outlined in red, you notice the green leaves and the branches that were covering the neck portion of the Bigfoot. That's right here, guys. All right. Now, granted, yes, the height, the camera angle is way different, and it doesn't show you the exact size of me. But let me tell you something. The head was up here. All right. I'm 6'2". So now let's go back to where I was standing. No, that's not the same one. Let's go back to this one. All right. And this one's a little blurry. I apologize for that. But see, here are the branches right here. So the head, I am putting the mouse arrow where the head was at the picture, and I'm going to leave it there. All right? Because these leaves and branches that you see right now is where it was covering the neck. I am 6'2". That was probably another 4 feet, 5 feet. So this creature was not a bear. It wasn't a person. It was not a tree. It had to been 11 foot or taller. All right? I swear to you guys, this is like, you know, when we got this photograph, you should have seen me. I was jumping. I was screaming. I was saying, no freaking way. You got to be kidding me. But, you know, to get this picture in 2008 with David, it turned my life upside down. It turned my life upside down, guys. All right? It just one of those things where you would never thought in a million years that you could be part of, because I was there when David retrieved the SD card from the camera, guys. All right? So my head would be right about here. I'm a midget to this thing. I am a midget. All right? Again, this, I mean, you can see right, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that right there? I'm going to zoom in a little bit. You can see the fingers. Can you see the digits of the fingers? Do you see that? Do you see that? That is that. Oh no, hold on. Let me go up. Hold on. I'm gonna move this up a little bit for you guys to see. Is that freaking incredible or what? I mean,
I showed that picture, and we were doing it side by side. Everybody's like on here saying, "Put it side by side."
I can't.
He can't do it.
I can't. It won't do. Live stream won't allow me to do the software. It won't allow me to do it.
Only we were putting them side by side for the people at these events we were at.
Right.
We had a booth, and these people were freaking out.
Right.
I mean, they never saw anything like that in their life.
You can see. You can actually. You can almost see the nose and the mouth, and even the possibility of the ear, guys. A lot of you guys probably didn't even know we had this, only because this is old news to us.
Right.
You know, this is somewhere on the. I don't even know if it's on the website, to be honest. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe not. But if it isn't, we need to put it back on there. But I was with David Ragosa. This is probably one of the best photographs of a Bigfoot out on the internet to this day. That I can tell you, if you give me a Bible, because I am a God Christian person, I would tell you, I would not lie to you guys. This is 150,000,000% the truth. I was there. This is not a phony baloney. We're not pulling, you know, we didn't make any money off of this. This is what we got in 2008. As a matter of fact, we went, and I don't know if I can say it, but David and I went on coast to coast about a week after this. This is when George Norrie was on there, not Art Bell. But we actually talked about this photograph, and it was on their website. As a matter of fact, that night, and I still have the paper to prove it. And we actually, I actually got 65,000 hits on my website that night for viewing this photograph. But I think this is like the number. I mean, it's not a bear, and people were going, well, then it's a person in a suit that's doing this. I'm going, okay, think about this, guys. You know, if I would have gotten myself and imposed it on this photograph here, I am a midget. Okay, you could actually see the fur on this thing. All right. Again, people, you have to have common sense. When you say this is a person playing a joke on you guys, and he has a monkey suit on, and he's up there doing this to you. Okay. For one thing, we're not at a campsite. Number two, we are at a site where no one knows what we're doing there. It's not like we're driving up in vans with the word Bigfoot Sasquatch investigators on the side, and we're letting everybody know what we're doing there. All right. These game cameras are hidden. You know, people, if they're up there at this location, which are very seldom are, but if they are, they're not going to see these cameras because they're well hidden and they don't know they're there. So for somebody to say it was somebody in a suit to is playing a joke on you, I say that's absolutely ridiculous. Because why would a person see this camera and say, "Oh my God, there's a camera. I am going to go home and get my Bigfoot suit, and I'm going to come back up 2.5-hour drive, and I'm going to walk way out here, and I'm going to hope the camera is going to take a picture, and then I will be able to, fake them out." Well, another thing is, this thing is about 11 foot tall. In order for somebody to be wearing an 11 foot tall suit, and I don't think so. All right, you have to take all of these theories and think it through, guys. There's no way this could be somebody in a suit. That's just ridiculous.
I just sent these over to the Art Bell Dark Matter Radio Network.
Okay.
So he'll have them up here in just a second. So all the people.
You had them on there?
Yeah, I have them
sweet.
on my laptop.
Awesome.
Too.
Okay.
And I was using them when we were out at that event. I put all this stuff on there.
Perfect.
So we could show it.
I just heard something. So okay, perfect.
Well, I think I just bumped the mic.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I just sent him. It says it's sent, and I'll ask him if he got it.
Okay. So again, I believe this is probably one of the best photos out there to this day. Right here. Here it is. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you guys don't believe in Bigfoot, then you guys are listening to the wrong show. Because our job here is to bring you the best evidence known of any paranormal subject out there. Again, it's unbelievable that we have this. Let me tell you why it's unbelievable. Because we're not just talk show hosts. We are investigators. We are out there on our own time, on our own money, and we are buying equipment to try to catch this best stuff. Again, I was with David. This was David Ragosa's game camera that got this, and I was with them at the time. All right. For those who don't know who David Ragosa is, he is a high school principal, and he has a background in science, and he's been doing this for over 20 years. And I've always said on this show, if it wasn't for David, I would not be in the Bigfoot business that I am today.
Well, he goes out with us every Memorial Day, and we go out, and this Memorial Day was just absolutely.
Oh my God.
It was off the hook. It's always fun. I wish he would go with us even more often.
Right. What episode is it? Can you look on there and find out what episode with the whooping sounds?
That was like 3 weeks ago, I think, or something like that.
It was like Memorial Day weekend.
I think that's what I put, too, the Memorial Day.
Okay.
Oh, well, let me see.
For all those, for listening for the first time, let me tell you something. Alan is looking it up right now. We went on the Memorial Day trip that we usually do every year. And these creatures were coming up and they were whooping at us like monkeys, and we got it on audio, you guys, and I played it on that show. Alan is trying to figure out what show it was. No, it was way up there, wasn't it? When was Memorial Day?
It was like May 26th.
May 26th or something like that. So it's going to be...
So it's going to be like June 1st.
June 1st?
Yeah, it doesn't have it named on here, but...
Yeah.
June 1st,
okay,
I think.
Go to after the show tonight, go and listen or to watch the June 1st on live stream, or it's also on YouTube at paranormalcentral.net, and re-listen and re-watch that, and you will hear monkeys yelling at us at the spot.
Yeah.
I swear to God, you guys. All right, give me a Bible right now. This thing, Danny Valderrama was there, Alan was there, David was there, Robert Scott was there, I was there. It blew us the freaking away. It was a
monkeys.
night. They were monkeys. That night I will never ever forget for the rest of my life, because it was an unbelievable experience.
It was fun. We have a guy named Robert that goes with us, and he always, no matter how much we tell him, either I think he's gonna have to run into one or have one chase him or something. But he always takes off by himself. always, and we're telling him, don't do that, man. I mean, totally unarmed, and he has, maybe his guitar with him or something. And even at 3 o'clock in the morning, we hear him taking off, out. Well, he goes out there, and we could see him like flashing his light. The next thing we know, this monkey is moving towards Robert, and you could actually see Robert moving around, and then you could hear the monkey getting closer and closer, and pretty soon it sounded like he was only like a few feet away from Robert. Next thing you know, you see Robert's light hoofing it back towards us, right? Like bouncing through the trees. And he came back. I was like, Robert, what did you come back for? He goes, it was coming for me, man.
Yeah. We are changing people's minds on this subject. And the reason is because stuff like this is what we're getting. Because David's found the spot. David found the spot. And there is no reason for us to go anyplace else because David found the spot.
Okay, now, for all the people that have been listening on the Dark Matter Radio Network, it is out on the Dark Matter Radio Network Twitter feed. So all you got to do is go to the Twitter feed on Dark Matter Radio Network, and you will see the picture that we've been talking about. And you'll be amazed. I mean, it has a hand and a head and big shoulders, and I actually think part of it's cut off by the tree. I don't think you're seeing the whole thing.
You know what?
Really.
I think you're right. Like the butt part, huh?
Yeah, he's like behind the tree a little bit, and so you're not seeing the whole entire creature.
Did you send him, by any chance, the photograph of me?
I didn't. That part I didn't have.
Okay,
on here,
okay.
But only the main thing I wanted to get was that picture right there.
You know what? Too
Yeah.
with the app that I have on there, I could actually put 2 and 2 together.
Right, yeah. I could even do that.
Then that's what we need to do so we can show people. But
that's
you guys,
actually a good idea.
You guys, what we are showing you right now is absolute. And then you guys are probably thinking, no, you guys are making this up. No, we're not, guys. This is for real. All right, this is absolutely 100% for real.
I'm actually working on, and we'll have to play it again when I get it done. I mean, it went on the back burner because I'm working on the website. And then I've been having a little bit of health issues, so that has even slowed down. But only I'm working on these screams, and I upped the volume on them only during the scream part, and I uploaded that to YouTube, and I have a link to it on ParanormalCentral.net. So you could go to ParanormalCentral.net and then link over to YouTube and listen to this. The first couple of them, hard to hear. You know what I mean? It's hard to differentiate background noise to the actual roar. Mm-hmm. But when you get into the 4th or 5th, 6th roar, you're hearing something roaring at you. I mean, it is absolutely something roaring.
I remember when we were out there, Danny, you, Robert, and myself, and when these things started to roar at us, it was, and again, I use the analogy of King Kong, coming down.
That's what
we felt it in our stomachs, and we were freaking out. All 4 of us were freaking out. Robert was cussing up a storm.
He was. In the video, I left all that in there. I cut out a lot of noise. But I left in the reactions and the roars, because sometimes people can't hear the roar until they hear
the reaction
after, and then they can roll it back and they'll hear it.
Right.
But Robert's reaction's got to be bleeped.
Oh my God! It was again.
How t-shirts.
As a matter of fact, Alan was on a radio show on Friday, and the engineer asked the host to ask Alan a question, because I guess the host actually heard a rumor going out there in internet world about a statement that we said a month ago, and now everybody seems to be writing on that statement, and that statement was, the question was, are we going to kill a Bigfoot? And the answer is yes. And there's a lot of people out there who are do what we do, and they go up to the mountains and go up to the hills for hours and days and just walk around, crawl around, hike around. But the problem is that those people who do that, they're not at a location where for sure they don't know if there's Bigfoots around, right? We have a spot where the Native Americans told David that if you want to see these creatures, then you need to go to the spot. This is where we've been going. That's why we've had so much luck. For example, the photograph that you are now witnessing right now on the screen. Second, the roars. Third, the whooping sounds like monkeys. And don't forget the image that was left on the windows of my truck was at the same spot this all occurred. The impressions on my windows. For those who have seen the Monsters and Mysteries episode, the windows, this is where it all happened. All right? Even, footprints. We find them all the time. We're tired of casting them because there are so many. And no, it's not somebody running around barefoot with no socks and no shoes on, because the feet impressions are way bigger than a human will be.
They're bigger. Like, say you're a size 13 boot. With your boot on, they're bigger than your boot.
And on the width part, too.
Yeah,
so,
width,
it's no way, all right?
And we could bring them. We could bring 100 in here or take them out, and everybody will go, oh, that's kind of cool. But it doesn't change anybody.
Right.
That's why somebody has to bring one.
Right.
And if they don't bring it, pretty soon...
Now, what do you mean by bring it?
Like, bring in a body.
There you go.
Science needs the body. Congress needs the body. All the lawmakers need the body. I mean, it'll verify that these things are real. It'll start the process of making them endangered or protected, so that people just can't go out willy-nilly shooting at them. Because once they find out they're real, there's going to be trophy hunters. Then the serious hunters.
Right.
They're going to go out and really take. They're like, man, I don't got one of those hanging on my wall.
Right.
I mean, serious, there will be.
Right.
I mean, what's his name? Ted Nugent. He'll be one of the first ones, man.
Absolutely.
Like, I want to take him with a bow. Yeah, right.
Now you guys are probably going, okay, so you say you're going to kill one. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, during the daytime, it's not the time that you're going to see these creatures. It's at nighttime. But the only problem is the past is we've had equipment, but not the right equipment. Well, guess what? Fleur sent out a message on Tuesday of last week stating that the app, or actually the case and
camera
app for the iPhone is out. And as soon as I got that alert on my phone, I went to the website and I ordered it. Boom! I think I was probably the first one who ordered the Fleur camera that fits on the iPhone. Well, guess what? I will be receiving this right around August the 14th to 15th, according to the website. You guys, I'm telling you right now, we will be able to finally see what's 30 feet from us, because we hear them that distance of a length from us, 50 feet, 75 feet, but yet we can't see them because it's too dark. So with the Fleur, we will be able to identify, is it going to be a deer? Is it something else? Or is it the Bigfoot? Well,
man, it's going to be a shocker, because like the last time we were up there, this thing went around our camp. I don't even know. I quit counting. I quit counting at 5. It actually, it started going into the hours, right? Like a couple of hours, these two things were going around our camp. And first hour they were monkeys, second hour they were owls, and they were pretty darn good owls,
right?
Only they sound like they were like 10 feet tall owls, right? I mean, it was I'm getting goosebumps. It was creepy.
It was awesome.
But it'll be, you could hear the footsteps. Like we have these we have the parabolic mic, and you could hear the actual footsteps. And Trev, the one that just had his
Danny's son.
Yeah, Danny's son. He was with us, and he had these parabolics, and I was standing, 30 feet from him.
I remember that.
And all of a sudden, it's nighttime, and I could see his whole face, and we have all the lights out. There's just a little bit of moon. all of a sudden, here comes Trevin running straight at me, and I can see his face is like panicking, and he just hands off the parabolic to me. He goes, "Here, they're getting too close," you know, and he just like
and he got close to the fire.
Right, yeah, he went like way over by everybody. He was not going to be standing out on the edge. Actually, he's probably smart not to, you know, because I mean, what are we going to do? Here comes this guy, you know, and he could have bagged Trevin and kept running. Yeah, you know, just like that.
We knew what it was, though. We definitely knew what it was, and this is why we keep going back to that spot. You know, lately, though, we've been having other reports, like Danny and us still have to go to that one at Shaver Lake.
They said Uncle Ted would not shoot a Bigfoot. You know,
when the heck
he wouldn't bag him. Ted Nugent.
Bull crap. Are you kidding me?
He might not. I mean, he might be all for, like, saving him.
Bull crap. That would just be another one on his mantle. I mean, no, I'm serious. I mean, who would not? Let me tell you something. I mean, again, it's all about proving the existence of a Bigfoot. What do you think? Now, obviously, we have plans when this happens because we know eventually it's going to happen for us. Because now with the flurry, you guys, I can tell you right now, me and my 30-06, I'm a good shot. I've been, trust me. Okay, never mind. There's a really good chance. We
need like 3 more 30-06.
Yeah. So you know we're gonna be well protected. But anyways, I lost my train of thought. Doggone it. Well, anyways. Yes.
Yeah, it has to be done.
It has to be done.
It does.
We have to bring in a body. We have planned when this happens. We've been planning this for a long time on what to do, where to take it, who's going to study it, how do we bring it. You know, it's going to be hush-hush for a while. Because I can tell you right now, if we do get one, the government is going to want to take it away from us so fast because they don't want to prove the existence of Sasquatch. The government knows they're there, guys. Trust me when I say that. You know, we've had a archaeologist, right, Kathy Strain on our show. Pretty much, she knows their fact. That's 100% true. She even said that they're going to even try to find one and shoot one. To bring it to because science
might beat us. They actually know where they're at.
Yeah, just like us.
You know,
just like us. So it's you know, everybody. Right now, it's a race. It is a race, guys.
That's exactly right. Texas Squatch.
Right.
On chat, he said, "Where there's one, there's 2 or 3." And in my experience, I mean, when I first saw one, I only saw one. But as we investigate, we're finding out they run in 2 or 3. They have little families.
Yeah.
And, you know, you shoot one and you're going to deal with that family, you know, like. Yeah. That's the only reason I won't take a pot shot at one because I know, you know, there'd be one behind me too.
Yeah, there's got to be 2 other people with me armed, and I mean well armed. If I take one down, then these others better cover me. But no, we have contingencies, plans, and the whole 9 yards. So. The time is going to come. I even said something, I think, on Facebook that this year, I'm hoping this year is going to be the year. So
they say, like, see, the only thing I worry about is if the government tries to do this thing about saying they're human. And then, you know, coming at you later, like, you shot a human, you know, or you're going to prison type thing. Because, I mean, the DNA comes back human.
Right.
You know, that it's not all the way human, but only you got to think of it like a chimpanzee. There are closely related relative, they say, right? DNA-wise, they come back way human also, but they don't even look anything like it. And they're not human. What's up there eats humans.
Right.
And I think the government knows that, you know. So, I mean, I know that it'll be hard to prove in court, but I still think one needs to be brought.
Yeah.
It just has to.
Right. I think you're right. So.
And I think there'll be people that are with us in that mode of thinking that would help us fight charges that the government might trump up on us.
Well, and again, we have plans, guys. Trust me, we have plans. So, all right. So there's your Bigfoot photographs that has been around for 6 years, and a lot of people have never seen them. And I wanted to show you them that, you know, we know where these things are at. And they are extremely dangerous. We'll see what happens, okay? All right. Now, to my list. You know, a lot of people, again, love this stuff. And we're talking like movie stars, guys, and rock stars. And, there was an article, not an article, but some came out on Facebook where Megan Fox, of all people, for all those who don't know who Megan Fox is, what shows was she on? She had clips here and there. Well, anyways, she believes in Bigfoot 100%. As a matter of fact, she even said that at the Comic-Con, and she said that she could find Bigfoot if she wanted to and bring one in. We're all laughing and stuff, but she's very sincere about believing in Bigfoot, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people who totally believe in Bigfoot. Right now, I'm still trying to get C. Thomas Howell on the air so we can talk about the movie and get him out here to go with us, but I'm having a tough time right now getting him on the air. So hopefully soon. But once we get this thing on TV, the actors and the rock stars are going to come out of the woodwork, and they're going to want to come on our show, and they're going to want to go with us to this spot what the picture where I just showed you guys. It's we're going to have so much fun.
I already have them telling me they want to go.
I have so many people telling me too.
Everybody says, "Man, we want to go with you." The funny part is we've taken people there, and I've known, prior people. And they go and they stay only one night and they never go back again. I mean, they never ever. In fact, they probably don't even go camping ever again after one night with the monkeys.
Oh.
It's hard to say they're not real when you're hearing these things stomping around and throwing things at you and roaring and doing all this stuff right around you, mumbling like, I don't know what you call it, kind of little mumbling noise. Yeah. I mean, you hear that, and right away you're like, you know what? Whoa, I'm going home.
Right away they say, okay, you guys have a friend out there doing this, right?
Right.
No.
They're afraid. Our friends are afraid to go out there by themselves.
Yes.
They want to go out there in the dark and run around.
So, all right. So there you go. Bigfoot. Okay, we've already had an hour and 15 minutes on Bigfoot. So, okay.
My favorite subject.
Yes. And the reason why we talk a lot about Bigfoot, because of what we just showed you guys. All right? We know where they are. And we're going to continue on our trek to fully disclose the existence of a Sasquatch Bigfoot, guys. We're on a journey.
We'll be bringing you something. We have a place we're going to go. I almost went this week.
Yeah, but we know. I need to know the exact spot.
I know right about.
Well, no. See, I want him to go. It was behind that tree because I want to go behind that tree, and if I can see any, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I want. I want him to go. I saw it behind that tree. That's what I don't want to go. Oh, this is the area. No. I want him to take us to that spot.
Well, I know the area, and I have a feeling that area he's in is like a highway. I got a feeling you're right, only because of what's
right. Yeah. Okay, all right.
But we won't say no more. But we'll bring later.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Are we having a blast or what? Okay.
14 people struck by lightning.
Oh, let's talk about that. News report just came out about an hour ago. Venice Beach, California, guys. Wow. Los Angeles. On the beach, on the boardwalk, I think, lightning struck on the Venice Beach boardwalk and hit 16.
Yeah, one of the camera guys for finding Bigfoot lives there.
16 people got hit by lightning, guys, on the Venice boardwalk. So 16 people were injured with lightning strikes. Is that crazy? On Venice Beach in Los Angeles. That's just like, wow.
Maybe that's the gates of hell.
So, okay, let's talk about that. Today, and we've talked about this in the past, Siri on iPhone. And I forgot how to actually talk into what, you have to say something correctly in order for it to respond back. But anyways, the Siri is the computer voice that's on your iPhone that it tells you when you want for it to look something up, you ask it, right? Well, today is July the 27th, 2014, and supposedly the gates of hell is supposed to open up. Now, you guys, if you guys have watched the show and listened to this show, do you guys remember 2 weeks ago that I talked about, just a coincidence that I said, because we were talking about Yosemite and the missing people.
Right.
And I don't remember how I found that particular city or town's name, but El Portal is sort of kind of on the entrance of Yosemite Park.
Yeah, well, it is. A long time ago it was.
Okay.
And I used to live there for a long time.
Right?
When I was a kid. And actually, like, you leave El Portal and then go in and you come right to the gate just a couple of miles past there. So it's the portal to Yosemite.
So it's the gate to Yosemite, right?
Gate, yeah.
Well, let's think about that. The gates of hell. Oh, for those who don't know, El Portal, is that how you pronounce it?
El Portal.
El Portal, okay. My wife gets mad at me. Hey, speak English, fool. Whatever. El Portal is on fire right now, you guys, in Yosemite. If you guys could go Google right now, there is a large fire in that town burning out of control. So really, the gates of hell is on fire.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. The gate is on fire.
The gate is on fire. And
I wonder if my house is burning.
And for what we know, Yosemite is to be, I don't want to say the gates of hell, because there's so many people that go missing. As a matter of fact, there's also several places in Yosemite that has the reference of the devil in it.
See, I wanted to look on before the show, but I didn't have enough time. We were talking about this, and I wondered if there is a Diablo or a devil or something right around El Portal.
Right.
You know.
Okay. Is this a coincidence that the gate, the portal, is on fire the same day that Siri told us it would be? Now, this is where I would be playing the dun 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 music if I had it. I got to get some going, so that just it needs to add to it. So all right, I just wanted to throw that in there. The portal gate of Yosemite is on fire, and there you go. Okay, so you take it for what you will, and okay.
I wonder if any of the other gates are open. I guess we'll find out later on Facebook.
Yeah. So okay. This past Friday night, we were actually I should have talked about this first, but we were at the, for those who don't know, we shot a pilot for TV, and I went in search of a band that I thought would complement our show, and I found one, and they're called Possessed Tranquility, and they had a CD release party, and they debuted their music video. And it was Friday night, and we all went, and we had a great time. And I think, we posted pictures on my Facebook wall. For all those who are listening right now, I think I have like 400 more left on my personal Facebook wall. If you want to become friends with me, Jeffrey Gonzalez, or just type in Sanger Paranormal Society. I think there's there's 2 like pages, and my personal page, and Alan Thomas's personal page. So be friends with us on our personal page, and go and like Paranormal Central like page as well, because you are missing so much if you are not following us on Facebook, because that's where if we're not telling you on Sundays at 5, if something breaks right away, we post it on the Facebook and you get it. I'm going to be honest with you. I have reporters all over the world who will let me know exactly when something happens. And that's what's cool about what I do. A lot of people follow us. And I have reporters stationed all over the place on different continents. So it's cool that they keep me updated on what's going on. And sometimes, actually, a lot of the times, we actually break it before CNN and Fox and NBC and CBS. And I usually beat them by about 15 seconds, 20 seconds. So it's pretty damn cool that I can do that. Only because
sometimes even longer.
Even longer. And it's cool because I have people who give me the information prior to all this happening. So it's awesome, and I appreciate, for those who you guys know who you guys are, keep bringing it to me, because it's awesome that even the local news stations here in Fresno, sometimes they get a lot of the stories from my wall, and then they'll run with it. So that's cool. That's cool. I'm turning red. All right. Another thing that we got here is the latest, and again, this is going back to one of our reporters. And I'm gonna go ahead and play that for you right now. The the most recent plane that went missing. Okay, there were, I don't know how many hundreds of people on there. I'm sorry, the missing. They found crashed. Okay, hold on.
It was like 200 and...
Is it 200 something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doctors,
My buddy
scientists.
out in Australia sent me something, and I want to play it. Lewis Perry. He always sends me stuff, and there's a lot of cool stuff that he sends me, and some stuff I will put up, and some I will not, but he sends me a lot of good stuff. And what I want to do is I want to show you, and I want you to listen. There was one person that was on that plane, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put up a picture of her, and I'm going to let you hear.
Angela Dzinski is a mother in mourning. Her only daughter, 24-year-old
The hell?
Fatima, will never be coming home. So this is the last time she was in Paris? One of the victims of the 17 disaster.
Oh, hold on, you guys. Sorry, it's my cover for this phone. Emerald was having that problem with my cover last time because she couldn't put it on the earpiece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cover home. But there was this one girl, out of all of the passengers, one particular passenger stood out among all the rest. And I'm trying to pull this cover off. And I find it extremely coincidental. Here you go.
Angela Dzinski is a mother in mourning. Her only daughter, 24-year-old Fatima, will never be coming home.
So this is the last time she was in Paris?
One of the victims of the MH17 disaster. The talented and vivacious astronautical engineer was on her way to Perth to start a new life. She was supposed to begin a job at IBM on Monday.
I would say probably her aura in a way, and the energy she emitted was just amazing. You could have a very bad day, and
Now check it out what he's going to say.
a hug from Fatima would make you very happy.
Friends from all over the world took to the internet, expressing their sadness at the loss of a girl who they say shone like the stars she adored so much.
She always wanted to go to Mars. She always wanted to go to Mars. And she wanted to go to the skies and explore to be an astronaut. And in a way, maybe now she is actually exploring the stars and getting quite a good look at Mars as well.
George and Angela went to Perth Airport yesterday afternoon only to have their worst fears confirmed. Their daughter was on the disaster flight. Today they told 9 News she couldn't wait to arrive in Australia. Her friends say she had a huge impact on everyone she met.
It was brief, but it touched so many people's lives.
I'm looking at her on this video. Very beautiful girl, 24 years old, and very smart. But her main goal in life was to go to Mars. All right? I mean, seriously, go to Mars. Now, for her to be on this, is it a coincidence? And again, you probably didn't know this type of caliber of a girl was on this flight. And her ambition was to go to Mars. All right? Now, let's just say, for example, maybe there's a reason why this plane disappeared, or maybe they chose her, or maybe they had, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she's already on a road, on a ship to Mars because she's 24 years old. They're looking for people to reproduce. I'm just throwing this out there.
And all the scientists that were on there, some of the top leading scientists.
Well, this was
over 100.
no. This was the one prior to the age science. This is the second airplane that went.
No, this is scientists on the second one too.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Like 100 of them.
Now, see, that one I don't know about.
That was the D-17 or D-817 or whatever.
Okay, we got somebody
Malaysia
calling in.
Airlines.
I'm gonna go ahead and answer and see what. Hold on here. Hello, this is Jeffrey on Paranormal Central. You're live.
Yes, I'll report a sighting of a demonic force.
Oh, where?
Demonic?
Yeah, demonic. I was using a Ouija board and I forgot to say goodbye.
Where you at?
I'm in Iowa.
In Iowa.
Iowa?
Okay, all right. Do me a favor. Call me in about an hour. All right.
What
Okay,
did
thanks.
you say? You forgot to say goodbye? Is that what he said?
I don't know. We'll find out about an hour.
Holy cow.
Okay, so, all right. So there you know. See, I didn't know about all of these other scientists that were on this plane either. So I'm gonna have to do some more research. But Lewis sent me this video on this particular, girl, and I just found that this was her ambition, was to go to Mars, and so there you go. So maybe it was all a plan, and maybe she's already on her way to Mars in real life, is what I'm saying. So okay, all right. I just wanted to throw that at you to mess you up and think about it. I'm looking at my list of stuff. 2 years ago, did you know we came that close of getting hit by a solar flare that would have put us back into the 18th century? Supposedly, it was ours that saved us. And this was matter of fact, the exact date I have here was July the 23rd, 2012. And a solar flare nearly missed us. I've told everybody that a couple of years ago I actually had several prepping episodes on this, on how to prep, what to stock and save, because
you might have to do it again.
You should not even stopped.
Right.
All right. You guys still need to stow away, water and canned foods, and keep doing it, guys, because something is coming up. What scares me the most, and I believe, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are not thinking this far ahead, but if a solar flare hits us and we lose electricity for a long period of time, there are several buildings in the United States of America that we have to worry about, and those are our nuclear sites, our nuclear power sites. Right? We have over 100 of them here in the United States. You guys realize that electricity has to be working in order to keep all of these reactors cool by pumping water into the silos to keep the rods cool. All right? And you guys are probably going, I don't understand. Well, we get these nuclear reactors, they produce steam which turn the turbines and create electricity for us. But in order to create that steam, you have to pump in water constantly, 24/7, 365, because the water evaporates at a rapid speed. And if these rods that are nuclear active don't have water, then if the pools that these rods are in all of a sudden evaporate with no water, then they start melting, and they start melting into the earth. And so now you're saying, okay, so we need water, or why don't they just put water in there? Well, electricity is pumping this water into the silos to keep, or these rods, in order to keep them cool and start, keep creating steam. When you don't have electricity, then obviously these nuclear reactor sites have backup generators that run on diesel, so those things turn on. But once you run out of the diesel, then what are you going to do? Well, then all of these nuclear power sites are going to go into a meltdown, you guys. That's one thing that people are not talking about in the media or anything like that. If we get hit with a solar flare and our electricity gets knocked out for a long period of time.
Well, they make electricity, so if their turbine and their actual wiring is shielded, they actually could stay with power right there. Everybody else wouldn't have it. I mean, if they were smart, they would do that.
I'm hoping that's the case.
That smart,
but there was a show on Revolution. When the power went out, there's a series that just got canceled. these reactors need to keep pumping the water.
Right.
All right.
That's why Fukushima is so bad.
So you have to understand too, though. Granted, it could pump the water, but let's just say, for example, the city, there's no water running in the pipes for it to pump out because the electricity is out downtown, wherever it's at. So there is no water pumping through the pipes underground to the fire hydrants.
Well, they don't even use, it doesn't use regular water in those. It uses heavy water in the nuclear rooms, you know, where the rods are. That's called heavy water. It's like a real heavy, dense water.
Now, where do they get the heavy, dense water from then?
I'm not sure, but I do know, like, those rods actually turn it into steam, which turns the turbine.
Oh, sure.
But then it recondenses back and goes into a pool, and then it just they just recycle this heavy water. But they can use, like, water. Like Fukushima lost all its heavy water, and now they're using seawater and whatever.
But it was too late. It already went into a meltdown.
Right, yeah, it already did.
Yeah, and they're right near the ocean. So we have over, if you guys can go on Google and Google map, and not Google, just Google locations of all the nuclear reactors in the United States.
We have a lot.
A majority of them are on the east side of the Mississippi River. We have 3 or 4. We have 3 on the California, or actually on the West Coast, and then a couple, I think, on the south side of the United States. But most of them, get this, a majority of them are on the east side of the Mississippi River, which is also the Madrid Fault Line.
Great.
Okay, so take that for what it's worth. Again, there is so much. 2 years ago, we got lucky.
Oh,
right?
Is that what it is? It's like heavy water after they use it. I'm not sure.
Then, okay.
I know my kids work at a power plant.
Right.
So, we talk about this stuff. It's like sitting around the barbecue and everybody's talking about how to make power.
Right.
And we've actually talked about the EMP thing. The
EMP?
Yeah. The power plants aren't worried so much as the way they transport the power out, how it gets on the grid. And all these, they have these big areas. I mean, you'll see it where all the wires come, and then there's these big transformers, and it's all fenced off. If that goes out, then the power doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
It goes to there, maybe. The power plant, they'll be able to repair themselves up. I'm not sure about
how long it's going to take.
Nuclear, but
right.
The other ones can repair themselves up pretty quick. They just can't repair the infrastructure.
Right.
In fact, that we've actually sat and talked about this. Like, that would be a great jobs creation, is for the government to start putting everything underground.
Oh, that's way
too much money. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, they could do it, and they could create jobs doing that.
That'll never happen. Yeah.
And fixing our roads back up the way they used to be.
It'll never happen.
Right. Yeah.
So you guys need to be prepping, and you guys should have been prepping a long time ago. All right. Maybe one of these days we'll have another prepping episode here, and I'll show you what I have been prepping with and what I have. Because Alan was just talking about this prior to going on tonight's show, that a lot of things are happening on this earth that are freaking everybody out, and I'm talking about the scientists, like the magnetic field, GPS. They're, everything is off whack. And a lot of people think it's something in our, in space, in our, I want to say galaxy,
in our solar
system. Thank you. Oh gosh, solar system that's doing this. And what did you say may be the cause?
Nibiru. I mean, I'm not a proponent of it, but only there's these old, they call them the old boy network or the old guy network, and they're these guys that worked in ultra, what do you call it, top secret clearance, and they're now in their 80s, and there used to be a bunch of them. Now there's only a handful of them, and they're starting to talk. and they're only telling what they know, and they know it's compartmentalized. So each one has their own little piece of the puzzle, but only when you put all the puzzle together, it's doom and gloom, man. The supposedly this Nibiru or whatever they call it is supposed to be on the same side as the sun as us sometime in 2015. Then you have these other scientists saying that the Van Allen belt, which is a magnetic field, is going to collapse to the Earth, and all of it all in the same year, all of it in the same 2015 timeline, and all of them saying the same thing too, almost what the Georgia Guidestones say. The Earth population is only going to be like this much. Maybe that's what that means. It doesn't mean that the Agenda 21 is going to take everybody out. It means
Illuminati or anything like that.
Something's coming, and it's going to take the population down to nothing.
Wow.
Basically,
half a million is nothing. I mean,
I know. How many? That's as much as like half of our city we live in.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
So it's. I can't tell you where to go when the SHIT hits the fan. I mean, it's basically going to be every man for himself, every family for themselves. I just hope it doesn't come to that. So it's pretty scary to think about it.
Dr. Sal, that's the one that said he was talking to the aliens for a long time. I mean, years, and then they said the Van Allen belt is going to collapse. And they even point out that the poles are moving at a rapid rate. You could even look this up online and Google it. They are moving at a rapid rate, so much so they changed the numbers on the airport.
That's right, they sure did.
And I mean, this is coming. And now some of these old boy network guys from the military are saying it's Nibiru coming to do that. That's going to cause all that, and it could cause it.
And talking about Nibiru, that's where the name Anunnaki comes into play. A lot of people seem to think that we were actually put here by them many years ago, as I don't want to say an experiment, but to mine gold, and so this is where we turned up. And I think it comes around every 3,600 years or something like that. 3,600. And the Vatican, for all those who don't know, since they have a lot of money, have one of the most powerful telescopes in the world up in New Mexico or Arizona, one of those two. And it's pointed at a certain direction up in the skies. And it's been sitting there for the longest period of time, as if they are waiting for something to arrive.
They actually now claim they are watching it, whatever it is.
They're watching it, huh? So
with El Diablo.
Yeah,
that's the name of it.
It's Lucifer or Diablo.
Lucifer.
It's Lucifer, but it's initialed like LUFR or something like that, and then it just turns out that people say, "Hey, look, it sounds like Lucifer," but that's fact, guys. Go and Google that and read up on it. As a matter of fact, in the Vatican in Rome, there is a giant ball, golden ball that looks like a planet, and it's sitting out in the middle of the courtyard someplace. I know there's pictures of it because I've seen it. I don't know. There is. I just can tell you right now that there is something happening to this Earth that is not supposed to be happening. All right, and something is causing it. Also, our government is preparing for something. Our military is preparing. The military, is preparing for something soon. All right, what would they be preparing for? I don't know. But if you take all of these things that we've been talking about, something is goofing around with the Earth, and you can tell that it's that something is making it go off whack. The magnetic field is not doing its job. The GPS is off. Nibiru has been in paranormal conspiracy theories vocabulary now going on like 3 years, 4 years, and everybody was
that.
yeah.
Sitchin brought it up like in the 70s.
Yes.
you know? But only actually, what's funny is this is something I've been researching lately. The things that he predicted in the 70s from reading, the ancient alien documents that he says are, he's been right on.
Yeah.
I mean, he's even talking about this time frame.
Okay, well then let's.
Yeah.
We only have 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If Sasquatch Sightings is correct, because you're a very religious person, like I am, all right, then where does that put your faith if let's say Nibiru does come, and let's say it's an inhabitant of our ancestors?
I don't know. I mean, it would challenge. It would challenge it only a little bit, and I only say that only because I have experienced what a lot of people haven't experienced. Like I died,
right,
and I went to the other side, and I seen. Like I'm not afraid to die now, and I know where we come from, and I met, some people freak out if I said everything, but
right.
but and then I've been attacked by demons and stuff since then. Right, I mean, straight up coming at me, attacking me, and so I know what I actually believe is like everybody says the one certain book is a lie. Right, I could talk about me and Heidi Hollis just talked about this. You could talk about aliens and Bigfoot and ghosts and demons and the devil and everything. And nobody, they'll be all on board with you. You say Jesus, and all of a sudden everybody they discount everything. You're just a wacko.
Right.
I mean, all of a sudden you're a wacko. And that is the most supernatural, powerful thing in the universe. I mean, if you want to play around in supernatural and you want to learn about that, you learn more from the Jesus guy than you do any of it. In fact, he even just tells about it. Now, when you read the stuff that Zachariah Sitchin put up, and what everybody wrote about it and everything, you're reading the way that these...
I don't want it to fall down, break.
You're reading what these guys... they wanted to be gods, and they're giving you the history of what they want you to believe. And that's what everybody believes. I mean, they take it. I mean, TV shows are about it. I mean, and everybody just takes it just like, that's like, true,
Right.
And I don't. I say those guys are the fallen ones, and they even say they are.
For example, the alien to your left, a lot of people say that are the fallen angels right there. Those are the demons, guys. We have it up here because this is what people are experiencing.
Yeah, that's what
hundreds
they see.
and thousands of people are seeing these aliens. A lot of people seem to think they're from other worlds and they're the good guys and stuff like that, but also a lot of people seem to think that these are the fallen angels and they're the demons and they're not the good ones.
Well, I tried to disprove it and prove it was wrong. And some of it had to be researching these guys right here. Okay, now, people have been getting abducted since that we know of, stories from the 50s on till now. And during that time, the aliens, some of them nice, have told people things are going to happen in the future and blah, 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 and they lied. Okay, if you've every last single story that you could find about aliens telling people the future, it's a lie. Every single one of them. You could check it out your own self. I've spent hours on it. I so much so that I even quit looking because they never tell the truth. Never, ever tell the truth. So I discount them as being anything, even their own history they wrote on rocks and everything and told everybody, they required human sacrifice. Anywhere you go around the world that you find these things, they required human sacrifice and they were eating the humans' hearts and stuff like that. I mean, that part they don't tell you on Ancient Aliens and stuff like that. But that is really what's going on. I mean, I won't be surprised, but I'm not afraid to die either. I know where we go over there. We travel at the speed of thought. I mean, you think something, and there you are, and you'll know a whole lot of stuff. You'll just know when you get there. It won't be like downloaded to you. You automatically know everything. It's almost like you've been there before. It's an interesting place.
Well, maybe everything's going to happen in 2015. Who knows? But no, I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Just take one day at a time. That's the only thing you can do. Have fun.
Question everything. Question everything.
I mean,
question everything I just told you.
Yeah.
Check it out.
The stuff that we talk about, go Google if you think we're smoking the crack, which, sometimes we do, but no, just kidding. No, say no to drugs, guys. So, yeah. So, the stuff that we talk about on here, we are definitely changing people's minds, because they've come up and told us that they heard something on the last show and they went and Googled it and did some more research and found out, oh, you're right. I'm going, yeah. We're not going to tell you a bunch of lies on here, and we're not going to make anything up. There's no reason to. There's absolutely no reason to.
Actually, it's good stuff, man.
And yeah, really like good. I said, we talk about everything on here. Monsters and conspiracy theories, and we even talk about the border, what's happening on the borders, and we talked about that last week. They're opening up. Matter of fact, I had a Facebook friend that I posted. Elizabeth posted on something on my wall that says that some Walmarts that are abandoned are being turned into FEMA camps. And one lady out in Alaska who doesn't have the internet, who doesn't watch our shows, but is on the cell phone and watching the Facebook wall, she said, fear-mongering, you guys are fear-mongering, stop it, I don't believe you. You really have to, again, if you don't watch our shows, then you're going to miss out all the detail parts that we have been telling you guys the past couple of weeks. That I even told you that I think one of the reasons why they're not all kids, but let's say the illegal aliens from the south are coming up to our area is damn good reason to open up these FEMA camps and to start, putting
practicing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fact that they are opening up these camps and FEMA is running them. That is an absolute 100% fact. So what do you call that? FEMA camps, guys.
Well, if anybody wants to find out about FEMA camp, Google Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
He did a whole show on him, and they go up and knock on the door to these places,
There's places all over, the United States that are abandoned and that'll make a perfect place for a camp of some sort. Well, again, there's so many theories going on the reason why they're just bombarding the southern borders, and we can talk about that forever, but oh well. So, all right, we got like 10 minutes, 12 minutes left. Oh well, I guess sometimes I don't like to tell who do we have ahead, but when I say we're gonna have an author next week, then I notice a lot of people will have the same author right before us.
Right.
And you know what? Okay, so be it.
And sometimes when we have the author, everybody has him right after that too, or her.
And it's because he's just popular or whatever. But we have an author coming on next week. We're gonna have him on hopefully for a long time. We have seen him at Bigfoot conferences, like in Felton, California. He had just written a book about the Patterson-Gimlin film of 1967. And you guys are probably going, oh, again, we're going to talk about that Patterson. Blah, blah, blah. Well, this guy, his name is William Munns, Bill Munns. He used to be in special effects back in the days in Hollywood. As a matter of fact, he was the guy who built the Swamp Thing creature for the movie. All right, he built that. He actually built. Oh my God,
the Wolf Man.
He's made a lot of costumes that you guys have. The Night of the Living Dead Returns, the Return of the Living Dead. The one that says brains. He's the one who did that. There's one, I think, the Return of the Black Lagoon Creature. He actually made that. He's been around the block. All right. We saw him at the Filton Bigfoot Museum a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he was on a quest to debunk the Patterson-Gimlin film.
Yeah, he wanted to say it was not real.
Right. Because he is the guy when it comes. I mean, he was building these rubber suits and all that, like the Swamp Thing, back in the days. And the Patterson-Gimlin film of 1967, that's when it was filmed. Back in 1967, the people like Bill Munns, there wasn't that many who knew how to reproduce or make these killer costumes. And if they did, it would cost them, hundreds of thousands of dollars to make. Well, Bill Munns went on a quest to try to debunk it. And how he did that is he, with the specifications from the Patterson-Gimlin film, he got the exact dimensions. And he went to go build one that he tried to reproduce it.
Right, yeah.
Okay?
Just like it.
Just like it.
Couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it. Meaning, to try to get a person to fit in the suit that he would make, he couldn't do it. So basically, he could not debunk it. So basically, he's saying it's real 100%. All right. He wrote a book on it. I got 2 books to give away to everybody next week.
So I think that's cool. That's how I came about, how my beliefs are. I try to debunk everything.
Sure.
So he tried to debunk it, and he wound up believing in Bigfoot.
Right.
Just like Mickey follows the evidence, and he did the stuff on the windows. He didn't believe in Bigfoot. But only after he looked at the evidence that he saw, guess what? He really entertains the idea that there is a Bigfoot out there now, just from
the
evidence.
You got to look at the evidence, you guys. You cannot.
That's so cool.
There's other things that you have to look at the Patterson film as well, as the way it walks. All right, there was a piece done on it on the Sci-Fi or National Geographic, where the way it walks, the bones are not like human bones, or the skeleton is not. The way it was walking, a human could not walk that way in real life. So, taking that into consideration, and taking that Bill Munns could not reproduce the exact costume as far as height goes and put a person in it, you couldn't do it.
Yeah, like the knees wouldn't match up, and the length of the arm and where it bent wouldn't match up. He couldn't make a suit match a human.
Right.
Right,
and he was given a budget. Somebody gave him some money to try to debunk it. So he had money to try to debunk with, and he couldn't do it, guys. All right, so we're going to talk about that next week. Like I said, I have books on the way, and we're going to give away 2 books next week, and we're going to talk to William Munns next Sunday. This is going to be cool, guys. All right, if you like, again, Bigfoot. All right, he was excited when I invited him. He says, hell yeah, I'm on, and we're going to talk Sasquatch and Bigfoot, and we're going to talk about the work he's done in the past. Man, I tell you, if we wanted to get a Bigfoot made for our studio, man, this is the guy who would do it for us.
That's true. You know what? And when Dr. Meldrum, when we met Dr. Meldrum and everything, that was that day. And they actually, we went from the museum over to this other I don't know, like a
recreation
kind of hall,
center, yeah.
And Bill Munn put on a presentation,
right,
showing us why it was a Bigfoot.
You know what?
It was really good.
I would love to get him down here just to do that presentation.
That would be cool. Why don't we?
How many of you guys out there would come to something like that? A Bigfoot symposium with Bill Munns
and others.
And others. In Bigfoot country of Fresno, California. Raise your hands out there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The
For all
lady
those
in
who are
the
on the
back.
freeway right now, honk your horns if you want to go. Okay, no accidents, please. All right, I think it's time for us to do something small,
Yeah.
and then from there we'll increase in size. We've already had plans for this, and I think it's time now. I think it is time. So,
Yeah. Did we ever tell them that we only got like 5 minutes. We got to talk about PT. Did we already talk about that? Mm-hmm. And Jeffrey found a T-shirt guy.
Oh,
guys. Only we don't have the final product yet, but it's in the works now.
Okay.
We could actually say there might be T-shirts
pretty soon. So yeah, we have to have a meeting, sit down with the guy, and then come up with some different designs and stuff like that. Girl T-shirts and maybe some polo shirts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But finally we got a reputable T-shirt guy that can make T-shirts for us, because I've been having the toughest time trying to find somebody. I don't know why they're all flakes, but I could not find.
It's like video guys and T-shirt guys.
Yeah.
Production.
Right.
It's like everybody says, man, we could do that, and then it's like, where did they go? They disappeared.
Right on. So, all right, we got 4 minutes. What am I leaving behind? Next week we got Bill Mums. Can't wait for that, because that's going to be cool. Patterson Gimlin film of 1967. What am I forgetting?
I'm not sure.
I think we got everything. So, I don't know. That's it. I'm out. I mean, I've pretty much said what I wanted to say, which is cool. So there you go. So
I'm working on getting Heidi Hollis.
There you go.
And I was on her show Friday night right before the PT show. Had a really great time with Heidi. Heidi is great, and she is the hat person, right? And she had Jesus visit her, right, and show her visions. I mean, this lady is like the go-to person for the dark shadow man, and all that alien. She has one like Alien, and what is the aliens, and the something else has a war. And I mean, I'm going to get some books from her too, and we'll see if we can't give them away and get her on here. Man, it is going to be fun with Heidi.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to get out of here. I'm going to have to play the music, and when Art Bell says to cut it,
says 1 minute.
So, all right, we're out of here. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. Alan Thomas at Paranormal Central. I want to thank you very much for showing up tonight. I appreciate it. Come back next week, because it's going to get even better. We are having a blast doing what we're doing. As you can see, we're kids in a candy store. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, appreciate it. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next week.
You have been listening
Good night, everyone.
to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, broadcasting worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and on artbell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies, and we hope you witness something you cannot explain.
Looking for you.